The introduction to the Battle of Kadesh, often titled Setting the Stage for the Battle of Kadesh, serves as a pivotal entry point into understanding one of antiquity's most significant military engagements. The Battle of Kadesh, fought around 1274 BCE between the Egyptian Empire under Ramesses II and the Hittite Empire under Muwatalli II, was not just a clash of armies, but a confrontation between two of the era's superpowers. To comprehend the weight of this battle, it's crucial to set the stage by understanding the geopolitical, cultural, and technological contexts of the time. The significance of this introductory framework is underscored by the immense stakes involved. Control over the strategically vital region of Kadesh meant dominance in the Levant. This power struggle was emblematic of the larger Egyptian-Hittite rivalry, illustrating how ancient empires vied for supremacy. An effective setting of the stage highlights not just the military aspects, but also the political and economic underpinnings that made Kadesh a focal point in their conflict. For instance, the technological advancements in chariot warfare by both empires represent a real-world application of this context. Chariots were the tanks of ancient warfare, allowing for rapid movement and swift attacks that could turn the tide of battle. The Egyptians had innovated with lighter and faster two-man chariots, a significant evolution in battlefield tactics. Additionally, the diplomatic chess game preceding Kadesh, with treaties and espionage paving the way, provides another example. These negotiations reflected the broader strategic imperatives that both empires pursued. Supporting opinions emphasize that understanding the prelude to Kadesh is crucial for appreciating ancient military strategies' complexity and the political realities that shape these historical narratives. Historians argue that this contextual background demystifies the motivations behind such massive military mobilizations. However, challenges arise in crafting this narrative. There is controversy over the precise details of pre-battle diplomacy and troop movements, as most accounts are derived from Egyptian sources, which exhibit bias. This bias presents alternate viewpoints, as the Egyptians portrayed the battle as a decisive victory despite evidence suggesting a stalemate. In connection to broader themes, this introduction influences other aspects of the Battle of Kadesh by framing discussions on military innovation, leadership under duress, and the diplomatic aftermath, which eventually led to one of the earliest known peace treaties. By setting the stage, we gain a nuanced appreciation of how this ancient clash mirrors the timeless interplay of power, diplomacy, and warfare. The Battle of Kadesh, fought around 1274 BC, was a monumental clash between the Egyptian Empire, led by Pharaoh Ramesses II, and the Hittite Empire under King Muwatalli II. To grasp the significance of this encounter, it's essential to delve into the historical context and the powers at play. During this period, both the Egyptian and Hittite empires were at their zenith, dominating the Near East. Egypt, known for its wealth and cultural prowess, sought to extend its influence northward into Syria, a region vital for trade and strategic dominance. Meanwhile, the Hittites, emerging as a formidable force from Anatolia, aimed to solidify their control over this contested territory. This convergence of imperial ambitions set the stage for a battle that would become legendary. The significance of this historical backdrop cannot be overstated. The Battle of Kadesh is often cited as one of the earliest battles in recorded history for which detailed accounts exist, providing insight into ancient military tactics, statecraft, and the complexities of diplomacy. Furthermore, it underscores the perennial theme of rivalry for power and influence, a motif that resonates throughout human history. To illustrate the historical context, consider Ramesses II's extensive military campaigns prior to Kadesh, aimed at reasserting Egyptian dominance in Canaan and Syria, regions that were slipping under Hittite sway. On the Hittite side, Muwatalli II's consolidation of power and his strategic alliances with neighboring states were crucial in preparing for the confrontation with Egypt. These maneuvers reflect the high stakes and the intricate geopolitical chess game that characterized the era. Opinions on the battle's outcome have sparked debate among historians. While both sides claimed victory, contemporary scholarship often leans towards viewing it as a strategic stalemate, given the lack of territorial change and the subsequent peace treaty. This treaty, one of the oldest surviving international agreements, attests to the diplomatic acumen of both empires and the realization that sustained warfare was untenable. Challenges in interpreting this battle include bias in ancient sources, predominantly Egyptian, which tend to exaggerate Ramesses II's triumphs. Additionally, the limited archaeological evidence contributes to ongoing debates about the battle's scale and impact. This historical context ties directly into the broader narrative of ancient warfare, influencing subsequent developments in military strategy, diplomacy, and empire building. Understanding the powers at play at Kadesh provides a lens through which we can examine the perennial dynamics of competition and cooperation that have shaped civilizations throughout the ages. Strategic movements and battle tactics played a pivotal role in the Battle of Kadesh, a paramount conflict in ancient warfare that underscored the prowess and complexities of military strategies. In essence, strategic movements refer to the planned positioning and maneuvering of troops and resources to gain a tactical advantage, while battle tactics involve the specific techniques and methods employed during combat to outmaneuver the opponent. These concepts are crucial for understanding the Battle of Kadesh as they highlight the sophistication with which ancient armies, such as those of the Egyptians and the Hittites, engaged in warfare. The significance of strategic movements and battle tactics in the Battle of Kadesh cannot be overstated. Ramses II of Egypt and Mu'talib II of the Hittites both demonstrated intricate planning and execution in their attempts to control the city of Kadesh. The movements of Ramses II's divisions, for instance, were initially designed to surprise and overwhelm the Hittite forces. On the other hand, Mu'talib II's deceptive tactics, including the use of false intelligence to mislead the Egyptians about the Hittite army's whereabouts, illustrate the depth of tactical considerations of the time. One clear example of strategic movement in this battle is Ramses II's advance with his forces divided into separate divisions. This deployment aimed to cover the terrain and maximize territory control, although it initially placed them at risk of being picked off one by one due to lack of coordination. Conversely, the Hittites' ambush tactics during the battle, where they managed to surprise the re-division of the Egyptian forces, show the effective use of tactical surprise to disrupt and demoralize the enemy. Supporters of comprehensive military strategy emphasize that the Battle of Kadesh serves as an important lesson in both the execution and pitfalls of military planning. The failure to secure reliable intelligence and maintain unit cohesion are notable challenges faced by both sides, revealing potential vulnerabilities in even the most sophisticated plans. However, alternative viewpoints highlight the inherent unpredictability in warfare, where even the best-laid plans can falter due to unforeseen circumstances. Some historians argue that the inconclusive nature of the battle demonstrates the limitations of ancient military strategies. Strategic movements and battle tactics not only shaped the immediate outcomes at Kadesh, but also influenced subsequent military engagements and diplomatic negotiations, leading to the first recorded peace treaty in history. Understanding these elements provides a deeper insight into the broader narrative of military history and the evolving nature of warfare, underscoring their enduring significance. In the context of the Battle of Kadesh, the role of chariots and infantry is pivotal to understanding the dynamics of ancient warfare. Chariots, typically drawn by horses and manned by one or two soldiers, were a symbol of military prowess and technological advancement. Infantry, on the other hand, comprised foot soldiers who engaged in direct combat and were essential for both offensive and defensive strategies. The significance of chariots and infantry at Kadesh cannot be understated. This battle, fought around 1274 BCE between the Egyptian Empire under Ramesses II and the Hittite Empire led by Mu'talib II, was one of the largest chariot battles in history. The Egyptian chariots were light and fast, designed for speed and maneuverability. In contrast, the Hittite chariots were heavier, supporting 3 warriors, suggesting a strategy focused on shock impact and breaking enemy lines. The combination of these chariots with disciplined infantry units shaped the battle's tactics and outcome. A vivid example is the initial Hittite attack, which utilized around 3,500 chariots to exploit a gap between the Egyptian divisions, showcasing the tactical advantage and psychological impact of such mobile units. On the other hand, the Egyptian infantry, trained to defend against chariot assaults, played a crucial role in stabilizing the battlefield, allowing Ramesses II to regroup and counterattack effectively. Supporters of the importance of chariots and infantry argue that these forces exemplified the synthesis of technology and manpower critical to military success in ancient times. Chariots represented innovation, speed, and strategic maneuverability, while infantry embodied resilience, adaptability, and the human element of warfare. However, there are debates around the effectiveness of chariots. Some historians argue that chariots were more influential in psychological warfare than in delivering decisive blows, especially when facing well-entrenched infantry. Moreover, the heavy reliance on horses for chariots posed logistical challenges, particularly in terms of feeding and maintaining horse contingents. The interplay between chariots and infantry at Kadesh also highlights broader themes in ancient warfare, such as the evolution of military technology and strategy. This synthesis not only influenced the outcome of battles, but also the geopolitical landscape of the era, as states that mastered these elements often dominated their rivals. The integration of chariots and infantry thus serves as a lens through which we can examine broader military and socio-political transformations in the ancient world.